Hey, welcome to another Milepost here on the V-Twin Life. The V-Twin Life is brought to you by a few great companies. One being Crash Inc. Clothing. You can find them out of Oregon. Great company, specialized in clothes, doing work on bikes now. You can check them out at crashinclothing.com. They got a lot of great stuff. Hey, head on over there. Maybe they got something you like. And we can't forget Wild Ass. You like pounding miles, you like riding, you want to be in comfort? Hey, maybe strap a Wild Ass under your ass and ride with an air cushion and be comfortable for hours. And can't forget Custom Dynamics, leading the industry in lighting LED technology. Man, these guys got some great stuff. So head on over to Custom Dynamics and check it out. Now, let's get to another milepost of the V-Twin Life. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sunday night here in the V-Twin Life. Got milepost 91. So we got Wind Road Therapy coming in to join in and share some adventures, stories, how she got into life on two wheels, and got a lot of guys tuning in, man. Thanks, everybody. Got HD Traveler, Bry, Mike will bike, HD Traveler, Fat Glide, Corey.
That's a full house.
Springer Mike, Wrench Bender Nick. All you guys, hey, thank you so much for Kelpfire. Can't forget Kelpfire.
No. Can you ever?
Yeah, thank you all you guys for always tuning in and, supporting this and always, piping in the comments and just tuning in and joining along, man. It's a lot of fun. That is the fun part of doing these live is getting, the side chat. Sometimes guys come up with great questions and it just makes it a whole lot more fun for the interactions and just having a good time and doing these every week. So with that being said, what's going on, Des?
Hi. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on the V-Twin Life podcast. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So, well, let's start how I always like to do. So how did you find life on two wheels? Where did it come into life for you?
Well, I knew that when I retired that I wanted to see the country. And I knew that I wanted to see it up close and personal. So seeing it on four wheels, wasn't really going to bring me up close and personal. So there was a motorcycle. So now I had to learn. I didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. I had never ridden a motorcycle. So I took the course and I passed. And then I bought a motorcycle 2 months later. Hey, everybody.
So how long has it been?
It has been a little over 4 years. September of 2018. September of 2018, I passed and received my endorsement. And then in November of 2018, I bought my Kawasaki Vulcan S 650. My girl.
Did you enjoy that one?
I do. She's still here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I have two.
Perfect.
Well, I figure she's my forever bike. From the stories that I hear of people, I never should have got rid of that bike. I never should have got rid of that bike. And I think she's that bike for me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and everybody will find out. I mean, sometimes you have those bikes that just touch you in a way, I guess you could say, and then you just know that it's a part of you.
Yeah, and she's lightweight. She's 498 dry. So, we're not getting stronger as we get older. We're getting weaker and more brittle, whatever. So I figure as time goes down, as we age, she's going to be the forever bike. She's lighter than the Heritage. And as, my strength and as we age, she'll still be there. So, motor noggin's drunk again.
Yeah.
Go figure.
So with that one, I mean, what made you decide on that?
The Kawasaki Vulcan S?
Yeah.
I had been looking around for motorcycles. At first, I thought I would go into like a dual sport or maybe just something a little bit less power, like a TWR 200. But they were too tall for me. But the Kawasaki has the Ergo Fit. So with the Ergo Fit, you leave the showroom with a bike that's fit to you. And if, more manufacturers or even more bikes in the Kawasaki line. If they had a bigger engine, like the Honda Rebel has the 300, the 500, and now the 1100. They don't have the 300 anymore, I don't believe. But now they have the 1100. Then Kawasaki could have done the same thing to keep up with Honda, but they didn't. If that was the case, if Kawasaki came out with an ergo fit bike in the 1100 range, I would have another Kawasaki in the garage.
Yeah, because they did. Because Yamaha went, the 1100, and then and then the 13.
So Kawasaki has the 900 and the 900 custom, but it's a different style. It's a different bike.
It mirrored the like the Suzuki Boulevards.
Yes. So they're longer, and I don't have that. I'm short in every which way.
I had the C50, and it was very comfortable. I loved the low seat height that it had. It had a great center of gravity. I mean, it was a great bike. I enjoyed that one years ago when I had that. But no, I can understand talking about ergonomics fitting you, and
Right.
when a person buys a bike, you got to get one that fits you, not just because Steve has a black street glide means I got to have a black one or whatnot. You find what works for you, and you go from there.
And
my phone decided to start talking to me. Yes. Well, the Ergo Fit, it not only adjusts the handlebars, but the seat and where your pegs land. So it's a 3-point fit. For me, it was short.
custom dynamics.
Yikes. The phone has a mind of its own. So it's a 3-point fit. For me, it's short, and short. But, if I had longer legs, then maybe it would have been a medium or normal, or this is reduced reach, actually. So extended reach. So if somebody 6 foot plus wanted a Kawasaki Vulcan S, they can have it fit to them right out of the dealer showroom. It's not a bad deal.
No, not at all.
But there's also very, very limited aftermarket for the Kawasaki Vulcan S, which was and still is a big downfall.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
how long did you ride the Vulcan before you decided to upgrade?
Well, I started looking last March when we were at Daytona, and there was a Softail Slim, and I thought about it, and then when I thought about it some more, we went back, and someone else was in the process of purchasing it. So I walked away, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Don't be sorry. This bike was meant to be yours." So then at Leesburg, I found the 2018 anniversary Heritage in the blue and black, and I loved it. So that was where I was focused on, and I just couldn't find one in the right price range. They wanted a lot of money for a bike that was going to be 5 years old. It was 4 at the time. With the new anniversary bikes coming out soon, right, within the year, they still wanted a lot of money on the 2018 anniversary bike. So I found a dealer that said, "Hey, listen, this is what's going on." And that was it. I appreciate the honesty of the situation. And, their comments were, "Well, you can have this bike, or you can have a brand new one for a little bit more with a 2-year warranty." So that was it. I was done.
So what, you had 3 years on the Vulcan, and then that was about time then you started thinking upgrading?
Yes. Yep. So I actually had her on the road 3.5 years, and she's still here. She's on the road.
So did you get out with that one, do much traveling, riding around?
Yes. I went to Sturgis 3 times with the Vulcan. I don't ride to Sturgis. I put her in the back of my toy hauler.
Mm-hmm.
But I rode last year, in 2021, I did 2,300 miles while in Sturgis.
Nice. Spent a week over there?
A little bit more than a week. a little bit more than a week. And last year in 2022 it was 2 weeks, and I think it was about probably about the same mileage, and that was with the Kawasaki Vulcan S. And then I was there in Sturgis earlier in July for a couple of days. We did one ride and put down some miles. We went from there. We went to Yellowstone. Then we did Beartooth Pass, Chief Joseph Scenic Highway, and then the Going to the Sun Road.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah, I have to catch up with those videos, but Going to the Sun Road, I don't know if you've been there.
Not yet. I want to.
It's absolutely beautiful. Other people can say, have an opinion otherwise. I think, in my experience, I haven't been everywhere. Thank you, Robin. I think it's the most beautiful road. It has the most beautiful vistas. It just goes on, and you can see glaciers. The water is green, the glacial water. I think the military biker, I don't think he's in the side chat, he feels the same way. He says it's his number one road, and it's for me. That's the
I watched his video. It was, and
oh my god,
it'll be beautiful. I think the one that I really enjoyed, I was that way, was also the Tetons going through, heading to Jackson Hole out of Wyoming into Idaho. That was absolutely gorgeous.
I'll be there this year. I've been to Jackson Hole and the Grand Tetons, but it was in the winter time and way before there was YouTube.
That was the first time I'd ever seen him. That was part of the route, and we were coming back from South Dakota. Wanted to see him in person. I mean, you can see all the videos and pictures. It's just amazing, but it's nothing like seeing it through your own eyes when you're traveling through the area. It was
absolutely
amazing.
You really see how small you are in this world when you're looking at, it's all the Rocky Mountains, right? So it just depends on what state you're in. They call them something different, but they're a continuation of the Rocky Mountains, and they even go into Canada. So, when you're standing on this road or next to the Tetons, you just really realize how little you are in this world. Yes, Dewey's waiting for my videos. I'm working on it. I got a new computer. So the other one nearly killed me.
Yeah, Beartooth is on my list also. I've done Lolo, and I think that one of the other cool places I liked was on I-90 coming out of, was it Billings, and you're heading south towards Wyoming. It's like all of a sudden you crest a hill, and I swear you could see the highway for another 100 miles straight out in front of you. It was just, the views up by the Wyoming state line were unbelievable. It's like, holy crap.
Nice. See, that's
the highway goes to the sky.
That's it exactly. There we go. Yes. Beartooth Pass. We were hailed on. It started out the most beautiful day. We were riding Chief Joseph Scenic Byway, and it was sunny out. It was no clouds in the sky, and then Chief Joseph Scenic Byway leads you into Beartooth Pass, if you so choose. And we rode up, and there was big dark clouds, and I'm like, all right, it's way. No, it caught up to us. and it's closed off at the top now. You can't go all the way to Red Lodge. It brings you into Red Lodge on the other side. And at the time, it was closed off due to the flooding, right? All the way from Montana into
last year, yeah.
Yellowstone.
What's up, Frogzilla?
They had massive flooding. So it's closed. So you can only go to the top. And when we were at the top taking pictures, then I put on the top of my rain, and I didn't put on the bottom. I'm like, all right, we're going to beat this. And then all of a sudden it just started lightning. And I was like, we got to get out of here. So lightning became hail.
Yeah. And it's crazy how loud hail is on the hill.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just happy that nobody's bike got damaged by the hail. I was there with Randy Sinister Clutch and with Dan Ozarks HD Riders and his wife, Miss Brenda. And the boys had a different experience. So I'll leave it at that and your imagination.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of those areas, I mean, it can be great when you're down low, but like Beartooth, I mean, you're up almost 11,000 feet. A lot can change in that amount of elevation, be totally different. I mean, I had a similar situation on Mount Hood, down there outside of Portland. it was like 90. So I'm gonna, never been up there. This was a couple years back, and just got my t-shirt, my vest on, and go take off to go up top of Mount Hood, and all of a sudden it's like 35, 40 degrees up there, and it was brutally cold.
Yeah.
One guy warned me, hey, it could be a lot colder up there. I'm like, fuck, it's hot as hell. What do you mean? Yep.
It started. I'm telling you, the weather can just change like that. And I think Ryan, Full Throttle Hog, and Jess, her two wheels, they had the same experience when they went to the Beartooth Pass, rode the Beartooth Pass. They also got hailed on, and it does hurt. Robin says that it does hurt. Thankfully, I had, I guess, a sweatshirt and protective gear plus my rain jacket, and I didn't feel it as much. You feel it. It just didn't hurt as much. No bruises.
I ran into it once wearing a half helmet. I ended up having my arm up over my face and just hailing, and that was a lovely experience. And after that, I went to the modular helmets, and I'm done with this.
There you go. There was a gentleman, and he was riding two up with his companion. As we were riding down, because the clouds were there and I could see them, I took notice of there was a lodge and how many miles away it was from where the top is. So we took cover there while the rest of the storm blew past us. But as we were coming down to that lodge, the other rider was going up, and I was like, he didn't have any hair, he didn't have a helmet, he didn't have not even a bandana. And I don't even, we saw them pass us on the way back, but then he had a bandana on. But still, he had to run into what we were running from.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah. When I rode in August and in the low 40s. Yeah, the temperature changes like that, for sure. There we go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah. What the hell? That's a Motoblonde line.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, hail can make you appreciate proper clothing and attire.
Yes. So we were wet, and we used our rain gear to insulate us for the rest of the ride back to Cody, Wyoming. So that's where we were staying at.
Nice.
But I liked it so much, I'm going back again this year.
How was that in Cody? I think I'll have to look at my pictures. I'll find it in a minute. So what was your deciding factor that made you want to decide that it was time to upgrade from your Vulcan?
I just wanted a bigger bike, something with a little bit more power. I always knew that she would be my starter bike, and I felt comfortable with her and stopped dropping her.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, listen, at one time I just got off of her. I was like, oh, wow, I forgot my gloves, and just walked away. Hello.
So was there, did you have, like the model, was it the Heritage that you were after looking for, or?
I sat on Mandy the Machine's Heritage last Daytona, and I loved it. I knew that I was tippy-toeing it, so I did have the bike lowered, and now I have boots with a little bit of a heel. So, yeah, I knew that I liked the fit. I knew it could bring me to travel longer distance. The Vulcan she could take me anywhere. Hands down, I didn't need another bike, but it's a want, not a need. And I wanted something a little bit more powerful. Like I said, if Kawasaki would have came out with a bigger engine on that frame, then I would have another Kawasaki in the garage. Mm-hmm. Kawasaki is sleeping. They haven't made any changes on any of their bikes except for colors. So, in my opinion, could be wrong.
Yeah, actually, Dewey, did you go to the museum in Cody?
No, I did not. We were in Cody. We were riding. We the very first night we went to a rodeo, and they had a country dinner theater show. It was nice. And then they gave you entrance to another little cowboy town. So it was all about riding. We didn't really have that much time. We went to Yellowstone. We did Beartooth. We did Chief Joseph. And then we took off to Montana.
I just that alone, that's a lot of miles just in that one ride. All the areas and the area that you did cover.
Yeah, so we had two. The very first night that we got there, we went to that dinner show and the rodeo, and then the next night we went to Yellowstone. So, and then the day after we did Beartooth and Chief Joseph Scenic Byway, and then we were out. We went to Montana. So that's a whole day trip as well. Traveling from Cody to St. Mary's is where we stayed, which is at the base of the east entrance to Glacier National Park. Oh, Big Smitty, it's a geriatric. I love New Balance. Yes. See? He knows. He knows.
Big Smitty and his Goldwing.
I know. Maybe Big Smitty will let me ride his Goldwing one time. See how brave see how brave you are, Smitty.
So when you went up there, so is that like during the Sturgis time and you just kind of left your trailer, found a place to park it, and then you guys just took off on the bikes, or?
No. I travel with my dog, so he's right over there. So he comes everywhere. The RV, Dan and Randy, they rode, and Miss Brenda, they rode, and I traveled in the RV, and that was it. We just do day trips from there. And then from my GPS took me a different way because of construction, and their GPS took them, to get to, it took us like that. We met at the top. So, but yeah,
Gotcha.
No, we traveled together, but separately, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm driving my truck, towing the RV, and the bike is in the back. And that we even did that again. We met up in Missouri for the Lake of the Ozarks rally in September. And then we went to Eureka Springs and then down to K River.
I would love to go down through the Ozarks. I know there's a thing on Facebook, they, sign up, get a map, information about the whole area, and which I did. So, hey, why not? I like that kind of stuff. And it looks like beautiful. I'd love to go down through that area sometime.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of places. It's just, you find more like, people yourself, you hear these stories and, you watch YouTube and all this stuff, and you can build all kinds of stuff and dream plans and bucket list stuff, but it's just fun.
I left the roads, Dan is from there. So I just take me wherever you want to go. And Randy is an awesome rider, as well as Dan and his son, Josh. And they took us down. I'm like, okay, we're going to do this road. Okay, we're going to do this road. We're going to do this road. But I did not research the rides. I'm in your hands. You take me and, I'm good. Well, have you ever heard of the Arkansas Dragon?
No.
Oh, my word. In my opinion, hey, Brad. In my opinion, that was the most... that was the most challenging road for me, because the road dips down. If you're going to go uphill, I don't know. I'm sure there's two sides to the road, so you can come downhill. So the road dips down to the left, and then it has like a hairpin turn, but it's not a hairpin turn. It's a hairpin turn back up into itself. Does that make sense? So it's like a needle's eye, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. But imagine dipping down low and then coming back up into yourself, right above the road where you came from, at a 45-degree angle. And there's like 4 of those. So you
sounds like when you were in South Dakota, did you do Iron Mountain Road?
Yeah, I've done that a million times.
Kind of, what you're sounding kind of reminds me of the pigtail corners.
No,
how they wrap themselves up.
Those are just circles, right?
Yeah.
They're just circles, basically, right? Head and eyes. So, but same thing, head and eyes, but you're dipping down, and then you're making an extreme right turn, and you're going back uphill. That
Weird.
Was yeah. So I was really thinking about a trip to Port Angeles. Okay. So that was the most challenging road that I've ridden. I've ridden the back of the dragon, the tail of the dragon, the Iron Mountain Road, Needles. And
I haven't been that far east, but no, I'd like to do the tail of the dragon. I'd love to do the Blue Ridge Parkway. I think it'd be awesome.
Yes, we did a little bit of that. I've driven some of that as well. The fog is crazy. But yes. In my opinion, that's the most challenging road that I've ridden. After riding and Needles Highway and Iron Mountain Road, I stay in Custer when I go to Sturgis, so I can just run over to Custer State Park and ride those rides
Mm-hmm.
any
Okay.
old time. So that's the benefit of staying not in Sturgis or Spearfish or even Rapid City, is that Custer is right there. Needles Highway is right there. Jump on, jump off, go about your day. Get a little
Right.
practice in if you know. You know, I love the roads, all the roads in South Dakota.
Yeah, I've only seen the western side, and I mean, I've only been there the one time, but it was, God, absolutely gorgeous. I know my wife and I definitely want to go back in June, one of these summers, and spend at least a
Okay.
week over there. There's so much stuff to see.
There is so much to see, and there's a lot more further south as well. You know, just stuff off the bike. There's Wind
Mm-hmm.
Cave National Park. There's Jewel Cave National Monument. Actually, getting out to Mount Rushmore,
Well, even that,
and
and going through like Keystone and spending time in Deadwood and
right.
some of those places, I wanted to, but 3 days that was not even close to
Oh
enough.
yeah, that's not
Then it got
enough
cut
at
down to
all.
2 days, and
Oh
yeah, well,
no.
for me, but yeah, but no, I agree. It's a beautiful area.
Yes, I wish that the property wasn't so expensive.
True.
It could be. It's a landing for me now. It's a landing place and a jump off point for me to go west. So I use Sturgis and the rally as my okay. I'm going to be there for the. I like the week beforehand, the best,
Mm-hmm.
because the population of RVs and trucks and that goes down, and the bikes go up, and people are like, "Oh, I don't want to be there with 700 other thousand." I think 400 was last year. Well, I'd rather be with 400,000 other like-minded people than Jim and Sally from you know Maryland. Sorry,
Yeah.
Maryland, who have never been out there and are looking for bison, and they're not looking for me.
Right.
So yeah, are there more bikes? But there hasn't been an issue for me. I mean, there was a
No,
little
it's
bit
true.
of
I
a
mean,
wait to get through Needles Eye Tunnel. Okay, if that's the worst thing that happened to me in 2 weeks, that I had a little bit of a wait going through Needles Eye Tunnel on one day, I'm okay.
well, then, and you kind of, it's when you're there at that time, it's to be expected. I mean, you're going to go into it
Right,
knowing, all right, we're going to have some congestion. It's not going to be as quick flowing as if you were
right.
here a month ago. So everybody wants to see the sites and go check it out. So the roads are just going to be a little bit more congested, and you deal with it.
But there's the thing about, because we were there in July, and then I went back at the end of July into August for the rally, and there are just more four-wheeled vehicles that are not paying attention to motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 20 Ram 2500. It's hard to see what's going on the other side of the fender. Am I right? Right? The truck is up high. You can't see.
Yeah,
So if they're looking for bison, they're not looking for me. So that's
true.
so I like the security of them knowing it's bike week and they're in the minority, and they know that there's going to be a motorcyclist coming around the corner, as opposed
Yeah,
to Jim and Sally from Maryland inside their minivan fighting with the kids in the back seat looking for a bison. There goes a pronghorn, or I
yeah.
just because
No, it's a valid point.
And then if you're looking at a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go during rally time, the rates go up. Well, some of the campgrounds, the campground that I stay in, they don't raise their rates for Sturgis. So the further you stay away from Sturgis, the rates are going to be the same. There are hotels down in Custer. There's plenty of campgrounds even within Custer State Park. KOA, family-owned campgrounds. They have cabins. The showers, the bathrooms, everything is clean. So that's just me. That's my opinion. I know, like a
Yeah, and
lot of
you're
people.
what, half hour, 45 minutes from Sturgis.
Uh, Probably about an
Really?
hour 15, an hour 15,
Okay. All
an
right.
hour 15 to Sturgis.
Yeah.
So about 45 minutes to Rapid City. All
Mhm.
right, I'm good. But what it does is it forces you to ride the roads and you get to learn them better, right?
Yeah.
So sorry, Matt. I had to pick a state. Jim and Sally from Florida. How's that, Matt?
Yeah. Pick on that Sunshine State.
Yeah, we'll pick on Florida. All right, if
Yeah,
it makes.
Monkey's not here. We can pick on Florida.
Well, I live in Florida, so it's
Okay.
okay.
Well, there you go.
But I think Florida is a motorcycle state. Maryland, maybe not so much. Sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. So.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been over the East Coast, so who knows? I can
Right.
just see the pictures and videos. That's all I get to see.
Springer Mike wants to know if I've been to the $1 Million Highway. I have not, and that is in the plans for this year. I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Colorado. So, geez Louise. Yes. So $1 Million Highway, there's the Mount Evans, right? It's the highest paved road. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It's right next to Pikes Peak.
Yeah, Pikes Peak, Mount Evans, and $1 Million Highway. Pick on Iowa. I'm used to it. Oh, I love Iowa, Brad. Jeez. It's corn on the right and corn on the left.
Yeah, Colorado would be beautiful.
Yes. I've been to Colorado before, but I've never ridden in Colorado. So. No, wait, Cheyenne. No, I haven't. I was so close. I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I didn't travel a little bit further and ride. So that's my goal.
What season are you heading there for? Do you have an idea when you're going to be in there this year?
That will be after Sturgis.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go up back to Glacier and then make my way all the way down and eventually over to K River for Stubborn American. So
Okay.
just figure straight on down all the
There you
way
go.
from Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and then scoot on
Then just hang
past.
a left.
Yep, scoot on past Texas, Amarillo by morning, and then before you know it, I'm in I'm in K River.
In
So
the
yeah,
Panhandle,
yep,
head into the Bible Belt.
yes. So it'd be good to ride other parts of Oklahoma. So I got to ride the Talamina Scenic Byway last year. It was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
It's different than riding, in my experience, because you're on top. The road is on top of the mountains. So you have a view to the left and you have a view to the right. I don't know.
You say mountains. Sorry, it makes me laugh.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know there's mountains in Oklahoma. I think
Well,
they're hills. No.
I've lived at sea level my whole life between New York City and now here in Florida. So yeah, you give me something over 400 feet and it's a mountain to me. I'm going to start getting a nosebleed.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
What's the elevation where you are?
Let's see. My house is like 275 feet above sea level, but I can look out my front window and I have the Olympic Mountains that are about 6,000.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go. That's on the plans. I'm going to stay in every state. I've been to a lot of states, but I haven't RV'd in all the states. So that's my goal. RVing and riding in every state.
Hey, best of both worlds.
Yes. So
Well, plus, I mean, it's nice, something like that in the RV is your cost for, you're not having to get a hotel every night. You're not having to go out to restaurants every night because, I mean, your house is behind you. Your home is where you park it, and
Yep.
you got all your amenities and everything you need. So, I mean, besides a fuel bill, it's the way to go.
yes.
Because I think in the
highly
long
recommend it.
run, if somebody wanted to travel and basically, see all the states right everywhere, if they're trailering their vehicle or, trailing the bike, taking a vehicle, well, then the hotel fees, food, all that, I mean,
Right.
you can probably do it in a third of the cost when you have an RV and you can just take it with you. Base camp out of it and go explore.
Right. Fat Clyde wants to know how many of the lower 48. Oh my goodness. Whew. From New York all the way down to Florida, including West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So the entire eastern seaboard from New York down to Florida. This year I'll make it to Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. I don't know about Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Those three. So Iowa, Michigan, Wyoming, South Dakota, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas.
We're gonna do the state song. You gonna sing it?
So I'm working on it. There's still some other ones. Out by you, obviously. I've never ridden out by you, and I've never been to that part of the country. I've been to California, but I haven't been to your part. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you hit central and then into northern parts of Washington. It gets beautiful. You get up in the other areas, like you're talking about Glacier. You can get up through the North Cascades, and the lakes up there that are that emerald green coming off the glaciers, and it's just it's beautiful country. And everybody, they think of Washington, think of Seattle and whatnot, but you get an hour north of Seattle, all of a sudden you're in farmland, even on Interstate 5, on I-5, and it's northern Washington. I love it up through that area. It's beautiful country.
Well, Dewey rides. He rides all in your area.
Yeah, he'll be on in 2 weeks.
There we go. So
Milepost 93.
93. Good job. Dewey's in the side chat.
Oh yeah.
Where are you at?
He was in there.
Yeah, he's in there somewhere. I think he asked the question earlier. So, okay. There he is. Yep, North Cascades is awesome.
It's absolutely amazing. I love it up there.
Is that the green, right? Because isn't it a rainforest up that way?
No, you're up in the high Mount Baker National Park, and so you're up in big timber and riding through the mountains. You're probably averaging, once you get up there, I'd say a 6,000 foot range all the way across. And it's Winthrop is on the east side. It's like an old western town still to this day. I mean, wooden sidewalks, and it's a cool little tourist town. And then it's about 130 miles across it.
Wow.
And it is an absolute gorgeous ride.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it'll be next year. Next year is 2024. So maybe 2025. I'll make it. Mount Rainier is a cool site to see.
Oh, yeah. I know Dewey could probably understand. If you're coming from the east side across White's Pass, Highway 12, and you get about halfway, and it's like you round a corner, and the only thing in the sky is Mount Rainier slapping your face. And Rainier is beautiful. What is that? Rainier's 14,000 feet. And you get up there, and all of a sudden, you're just around the corner. It's like, holy crap. And it's a beautiful sight. There's a big pull-off there so people can pull off and take pictures. But, yeah, I mean, I love riding White's Pass. Chinook Pass is beautiful. You can come across from White's up Cayuse, and you can go up the back switchbacks onto the highway, literally switchbacks up on top of Chinook. And it's freaking awesome. It is the most epic ride.
Nice. All right. 2025. I'm coming. Dewey.
Do it. Let me know. I'll go take you around.
Nice. See? Have you ridden with Dewey before or no?
No, we've never met up yet. I've watched a lot of his videos and whatnot on YouTube. It's like, well, shit, I need to reach out. I mean, which was fun with him. It's fun talking with other people from the area. So as they're talking, their stories, places they like. When you've been there, it's cool when you can relate and understand because you've also seen, some of the area they might be talking about. So it's fun, reaching out and doing this with, people kind of from your home region of the country. And,
right.
It adds a little bonus thing to it, but this is just so much fun for me, reaching out with all these people and hearing their stories, hearing the places they've been and the stories. And, man, I enjoy the heck out of it. It's so much fun.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to it. Like when I go to Colorado, I hope to meet up with Adventure Tomac, who between Adventure Tomac and Dewey, their off-road rides are just spectacular. So,
oh yeah, So your next trip, so what is that going to be? Maybe like a month long for you this year, or including Colorado and everything?
No, that is going to be half of July because of the HD 120 rally. That'll be the start of it. So July to August, August to September, September to October. So 3 months.
Nice.
That'll be 3 months out on the road. This year I came back twice to break it up, and this year I'm just going to stay out on the road.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's just me. I'll send you something so you can see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tomek is the man. He is much better rider than I am. I am amazed at the places he can get to. Oh, both of you. So, and hopefully I can get something dual sporty-ish, something to fit my stature.
I would love to get a dual sport adventure bike, and just, I mean, especially out in the Northwest, with all the BDR roads and the Forest Service and area. Oh man, it'd be so much fun. I mean, I used to trail ride a lot of that stuff, but I think an adventure bike would be a blast.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if they ever come out with the Pan America 975. They have 2 years to get it right or get it wrong and then have a used model because I'm only going to drop it.
Hey, you never know, but stuff happens, especially when you're playing with the off-road land.
Yeah, I just want, not necessarily off-road, but that would be great, is that I want to travel to Alaska, and I really don't want to take either one of the bikes that I have. They're not meant for the roadways up there. So, and Dewey has actually been there, and I'm waiting for him to turn his videos. They were before he had his channel. So he sent me them, but he needs to put them out on this channel. Now I'm calling you out. Ha!
Or you think, you're talking the, low center of gravity and seat height. And I know I've sat on one, I haven't ridden one. Is actually the Royal Enfield Himalayan. That thing could be a fun bike.
Right. Okay.
And priced great. I mean, I think it's a $450. But God, the price tag on them, you can't beat it. And they are come with the panniers and you got all the stuff on them. It could be a fun little adventure bike.
Himalayan. Okay. That's a really good suggestion. Dewey, how come you didn't suggest that one? Because Adventure Tomek and Dewey, they're always throwing out bikes. And then Justin, who is Smokey the van, he threw out a couple of suggestions. And I'm like, I'm 5'2" with short legs. So, I want something that can handle the roads in Alaska. And the Heritage and the Vulcan are not it. I don't want to do that to them. I don't treat my toys that way. They're always,
they definitely get dirty, that's for sure.
Right. I'm not, and that too, but the gravel and kicking up, it's just the paint that I would lose my mind.
Oh, I understand.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, that's some unforgiving. Yeah, the rock chips and dings and I wouldn't want to do it either.
Yes. And Jono 753, yes, I have seen some of Itchy Boots. Her videos are awesome, epic, and God bless her.
I got the wood in the fire. It's cooling down. Oh, you're good. I can still hear you.
I got you. There we go. All right. I can't answer back, guys, because I'm watching you on my phone. Well, then if I had you on the screen, then it would have an echo. There we go. You'll see, Dewey. You're on in 2 weeks. XAN
That's going to be a fun one, too.
Yes.
He's seen a lot of places, and it's fun.
A lot of experience. Maybe by then he'll have a suggestion. But the Himalayan, what did you say? The Himalayan?
Yeah, it's made by Royal Enfield. A lot of I know they're at a lot of Harley dealerships for sale.
Right.
That's
I have seen it, and they're very well priced.
Mm-hmm. I think it was like $6,000.
And then a used one
59.
would be even better priced.
Because
then you got to buy all the other crap.
2 or 3 years, I think they've been out now. At least maybe in the United States, but yeah, they look pretty freaking cool. It'd be a fun.
What is his name? He's up by you in Washington. He puts out a video every single day. And his wife he has a Himalayan. Well, he works at a.
I'm not sure.
Come on, help me out there, side chat. Sean. He puts out a video every single
Yeah,
day.
even Dewey said the Himalayan's a good bike. I'm just not sold on the reliability for the price and
Okay.
what you get. It is a good package.
Well, we're talking an Alaska adventure, and then, it's
I
not my
think the one
forever.
thing I've heard people they've kind of just played with sprocket size to change the gearing down, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah, for the price, they're
Sean
not
Smoke.
bad.
There we go. Sean Smoke. And he has 2 channels. He has Sean Smoke, and then he has Smoke something or other. And he puts out a video every single day. And he's from
Jesus,
Yes.
I'll have to
Yes.
check it out. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
And he has a whole garage full of bikes. And I know when I last checked in with him, he had a Himalayan. And I think that was his wife's bike. So, yeah, Smokes SMAOK. OAK. No,
Yeah, OAK.
Yeah, OAK. OAK.
I'll have to check them out.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. There we go. Sean Smoke. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. Every single day. I give anybody that does a video every single day, the Badgers, Bert, the Beard.
Some
That's
dedication.
That's a lot of work.
It
That's
is.
a lot. And then Sean Smoke, who has 2 channels, but he doesn't put out a video on both channels, just the one. Smokes, whatever, the other channel.
So what kind of
He
stuff
lives
you
in-
done with the with your heritage? Wait
Well-
till Travis is he lives. I think he lives in Toledo. Oh no, shit, that's not that far.
Yeah.
That's like 2.5.
How do you know him? And he
2.5
works.
hours.
He's a mechanic. He works on Can-Ams. He works on the bikes. He works at a dealership. They just changed the name about a year ago, so I don't recall the name. He lives in Jack. What's the name of the dealership that he works at? So right out of the gate, I had the bike lowered before I even saw it. I bought the bike in West Virginia while I was there, and I appreciated the young man that helped me out. I ordered it, went about my travels. The wrong bike came in because I didn't want the chrome or spoke wheels. I like the blacked out look and the mag wheels. So he's like, your bike came in and it has chrome and it has the chrome. Oh, nope, bad word. Don't talk those bad words to me. So he's like, okay, no problem. So Vancouver, Washington is where the dealership is located. So then they reordered it. And when I was done with, after Sturgis, I went to Iowa and visited with Iowa Hog Rider. Thank you so much for your hospitality. And we visited the Field of Dreams and we did a lot of riding. From there, I went to West Virginia and picked up the bike. The first thing I had done was I had it lowered because I'm short. And they put on the mustache crash bars for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Then I actually, on the way to West Virginia, went to Indianapolis to pick up the saddlebag crash bars, of which Mandy the Machine and iPhone Tim put them on for me. And the dealership gave me a gift card, so I changed the grips. That was the first things that I did. Then at Lake of the Ozarks, I had custom dynamics, the turn signals put in, front and rear. And then I
Those
changed.
are so nice.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm amazed at how actually simple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did my taillights, rear blinkers, front blinkers in less than 10 minutes, all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 100. Pop the lenses off, put the new LEDs in and new covers, and boom, bam, done.
And then even though the Heritage came with an LED taillight, brake light, I changed that out because I wanted it smoked out, right? Because the lenses, so it would be uniform across. So all 3 are smoked. And so that is all that I have done. I put the Zero cup holder and I put the Zero charger, ran the line underneath the tank, put another little charger on there. But I have some other stuff in the garage that little by little I'll be changing. Like I bought the module to change the turn signals into running lights.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Right. So they turn into running lights, brake lights, and turn signals.
Yeah.
right? And then they flash. It flashes the brake light itself, right?
Did you get the one through Custom Dynamics?
Yes.
Which is nice. It's probably the same one that I have. I mean, I have an old one, but when I got my new ones, they sent me a new one where you can actually also adjust the brightness of your lights, and you can change patterns for how many times you want to.
It has 10
how many
different
times you
tabs.
can flash. Yep.
Yes, and Big James, the Kawasaki's coming back. I have a whole ton of videos that I haven't even edited yet. So, so yeah, I started off the year going to Maryland and Tennessee, to West Virginia, and then to North Carolina and rode the Cherahela Skyway, the tail of the tail of the dragon, all Hellbender, whatever, all the rides. There's so many different named rides out. The Rattler, so many different named. The Blue Ridge Parkway. So the Kawasaki's coming back. The strobe module. Thank you, Corey. Who will give someone a seizure?
Well, I think now they have the module for the horn. So you hit your horn, it'll flash all your lights.
Will it? That's fancy. All right, I'll have to check into that. So I have that and a couple other things going on soon.
Nice.
Yeah, the bike gets hot. So my bike does not have heat guards.
Oh, right up underneath the frame.
They don't make them. So I have some that are made for Road King, and I'm going to see if I can make that happen. If not,
well, you'd think even if made for the Road King, it's the same frame.
you would hope.
Well,
so
no, because your Heritage is soft. It's no, it is different. Softail doesn't have the same frame as the Baggers.
glue. Make it fit. We have ways of. Listen, I'm kidding. I'm not.
But I mean, you think it should. There shouldn't be a whole lot of difference with the tubing back there, besides shock location for the Softail. So I don't know.
Even if I have to make a hole, drill a hole through, it's plastic, right?
Yeah.
So if I have to drill a hole, an extra hole, it's under the seat.
Yeah,
you won't see it.
Zip tie and heavy duty zip tie. Zip, that's on there.
Yeah. So
Can't
I'm
see
not.
it. Who cares?
As long as it works. It was so, and Jack, I think, was the one that said it was hot. I was in Dallas, and I was at a traffic light that was just super long, and the bike just was too hot. I had to shut it off at the traffic light. I felt like my pants were on fire.
Ooh.
So, and
that's right, Dewey.
What's that?
With enough zip ties, anything will fit.
That's right. I can make it fit. Shoot. Stick it underneath the seat, and I'm sure that there's a bolt, because whatever, I haven't really taken a look at it. There's got to be a bolt on underneath the seat somewhere where I can just make an extra hole, drill a hole through it. It's plastic. What could happen, right, Brian?
Says get some jug heads.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, I mean, I had those plastic covers up on top of mine to help. They say help deflect the heat, especially from that rear cylinder, because the pipe's coming out right underneath your legs.
Right. Exactly. Jack, I live in Florida, the sunshine state, so I live on the sun. I know all about it, but it was just that traffic light was so long. Shut it off.
Well, plus you get in the heat. I mean, you're in the heat. You got that radiant heat coming off the road, and you got the engine. I mean, it gets freaking hot.
Yeah. I mean, I've experienced it here in Florida, but that was just a little bit painful. He's smiling.
Oh, I'm sure.
I felt like my pants were on fire. I was like, holy crap. So that's it. Shut the bike off and stood on this side of the bike like that. I got my, what? Oh, okay. Look at that. Big James just got his love jugs delivered. Great minds. Baling wire and duct tape. You're right. I carry duct tape everywhere. Duct tape will make it work.
Besides my sockets, I'd have a little DeWalt mini duffel bag, and inside there is some baling wire. There's zip ties, electrical tape, Gorilla tape, and some other little odds and end things. You you never know. I'd rather pack too much little things than not have it. And
It's
you never
true.
know.
Yep. I love it. You love staying here? Okay. It's cool. Does it get hot?
It can get hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get in the summer. The last few summers, we've had a few days where we were up close to 100, but we're generally in a good day in the summertime here is mid to high 80s is pretty warm. But the last few summers we have gotten warmer than normal.
Global warming.
No, they don't call it that anymore. It's climate change. You got to get
Oh,
used to the
climate
new
change.
terminology.
My apologies. My apologies. I misspoke. I think I would love. I love. Listen, every place that I've been to in the country has just been beautiful. Some good.
They all have their. I agree. I mean, every state has their little hidden gems and their
Yep.
the things that just make them beautiful. I mean,
Yes.
we live in an amazing place. You just got to take the time to explore some of these places and get off the big super slabs and explore and see what you have between your own borders. It is a beautiful
100%.
place.
I agree. And we're going up to Americade, Miss Kelpfire and myself.
Nice.
And yes, girl trip.
Are you going to go up to Laconia?
I am. But what they did this year, usually Americade runs into Laconia. And now there's a week in between them because it's the 100th
Yeah.
anniversary. And I think it's the 80th for Americade. So there's a week in between. So from Americade, I'm going to go to Maine, which is in Lake George. I'm going to go to Maine. And then from Maine, I'm going to go to Laconia. So
That'd be awesome.
I use the rallies as a jump off point. Right. So
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
because
you're retired now and you did your service. So no, I think that's awesome when people can actually retire and then be able to enjoy the stuff they want to do. And you see so many things where so many of these people retire. I mean, I know like from the mill I used to work at, you'll hear phone calls, hey, so-and-so, he passed away. And it's so sad to see people work everything. They retire and they don't get to enjoy it. So it's awesome when you see people that do get to, and it's, what we all strive for. You work all this time and you want to enjoy those years.
Throttle Down Under wants to know when I'm going to go visit him. I would I've been to Australia. That was in 1998. And I would love to go back. I do want to go back. We just have to figure out the money, because RVing is not cheap. Right.
True.
I mean, it's cheaper, in my opinion, that I have my house with me, and it's cheaper for an RV site than it is for a hotel room. It's cheaper with food, but I still have to buy the food, right? Than going out and spending money on 3 meals a day.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So in that sense, but I still have to make the RV payment. So we'll see. I'm trying.
I mean, we did that. My wife and I for many years when our kids are doing sports and my daughter doing horses. We would take my dad's motorhome because you're in some of these places where baseball could be 5-6 days or 3 days down at a horse show somewhere like Tacoma, and when you don't have to pay the hotel fees on top of like you're saying, the restaurant, eat 3 meals a day, and when you can pack everything with you, it saves money.
Absolutely. And, eggs and bacon, how much really does that cost? And then I pack a sandwich for the day and, a bottle of water, and I put a Pedialyte, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so cost efficient in that way. So
Yeah.
that's the only way that I can afford to do all the traveling, is to really budget the food and, not eat out as much. You really have to take advantage of the fact that you're bringing your kitchen with you and use your kitchen. And even if you're cooking outside, you understand what I mean, but you have to self-contain, and you have to cook and not eat out as much. Well, you're just defeating the purposes, and it's going to cost you a lot more. So
what we did, last year when I did my Monsters Over Mountains ride for Mile Monsters, I went and bought a decent, not real nice. It's one of the Ozark Trail, but it's heavy insulation. It's a soft one, but took the backrest out, and it would mount perfectly in my back seat between me and my tour pack. So then I went and froze like 5 water bottles that were frozen.
Yep.
And then filled, like I said, I took some Propel. And then actually one of the other guys, Sean, had liquid IV. And we put, those in some of the water bottles. So as they're, you're getting fuel, drink some water.
Absolutely.
Never stopped that way. Ended up actually the ones that were frozen stayed frozen the whole 35 hours they were in the cooler, but kept everything else cold and, doubles my backrest. But then I had, threw some snacks in there and plenty of fluids to stay hydrated, because I know like day one we rode for 21 hours straight. Rode 1,020 miles in like 21 hours. So we got caught in some road construction on the North Cascades Highway as we zigzagged all the Cascade passes. Up over the North Cascades, back over Stevens, over Snoqualmie, down to Canyon Road. Then we went up another one, and we went up over Chinook Pass, Cayuse Pass, Whites Pass, and ran out by Spokane to Ritzville, down to Umatilla, Oregon, and then we stopped in Arlington, Oregon, and hobo camped in a city park parking lot. 7 of us on the motorcycles, took over little corners, slept for I think 2.5 hours, got back up and back on the road and up over Mount Hood and up the coast of Washington back to Port Angeles. And
oh, wow.
I think we rode 1,550 miles in 35.5 hours.
Wait, say that again?
1,550 miles in 35.5 hours.
Wow.
It was so much fun. I tell you what, when
I know I can't do that. But
our little hobo, that was funny. I'll send you a picture of our little hobo camp in this parking lot. I've never slept so hard for 2.5 hours in my life where I felt like I slept for 10 hours. And when calling, all right, get up, we got to get on the road. And like, Jesus Christ, we just went to bed.
Oh,
But it was so much fun. And, we did what we did, which was riding, and we ended up raising a good amount of money for Mile Monsters and helped support these boys live their best lives that are battling a 100% fatal disease right now. And we'll be doing it again in August for Monsters Over Mountains 2.0, and we're going to do another route and do it all again.
nice. That's awesome.
And for me, that's an organization that I've, grown fond of, and is you get to know some of the younger boys, the heroes of it is what we call them. And it's sad as a person, as a parent. I can't imagine. You feel for the parents, but these little boys. So, besides raising money to help them, we're also basically trying to get it out in the public eye, raise awareness, because what's sad is I read statistics that they say it affects 1 in 5,000, which is Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. But the government still says it's a rare disease, so it gets pennies on the dollar when it comes to funding in science.
Oh.
Well, if you can get it out there, more people see it, we can raise awareness, get it to where they can classify it as a common disease, then they can get a ton more, more science, more funding, and with the hopes that maybe someday we can find a cure for this, and these young boys won't have to fight a fatal disease, and that's the goal. And I'm honored to be part of Mile Monsters. It's an amazing organization, and I enjoy doing what I do to help them. Even if, you can't make all the events, but it's like, I'll share the posts, share all the stuff, and, I do my little deal, my ride, and I'm part of this year we have the Monster 100. 100 riders riding 100 days at 100,000 miles. Which actually,
so they have to ride 1,000 miles for 100 days straight.
But it's 100 different riders. So it opens May 4th. It closes August 11th. You signed up for a day. And the goal of this one was Drew, one of the young boys, needs a wheelchair van. And so we're going to, 100 riders, right, put it out. Well, it filled up in 50 hours.
Oh, wow.
All 100 spots.
That's fantastic.
There was more people said, hey, we still want to do this. So, I think part of it was they realized the cost of the van is not cheap. And then also the wheelchair accessories, the lift and everything was more than what the end goal was. So now it opened to 200 riders, 2 riders every day. And each one, the goal is that rider can raise $1,000. And after 100 days at 200,000 miles of 200 riders, we hope to raise $200,000.
Wow.
And we'll have the end of the road celebration where the boys are being flown up to Sturgis, and August 11th will be the last day where Chris Hopper will close the ride out, because this ride was modeled after his 100-day, 100,000-mile ride. and all the boys will be there, and we'll have a big celebration. And Big
Yeah.
James, I'm in Port Angeles, Washington.
Wow.
I think he said he's like 10 minutes outside of Umatilla when I was watching the side chat before I got sidetracked on the squirrel talking stories.
I give up to you guys. I know that I cannot ride 1,000 miles. It's just not.
Seattle, DDK, man, don't make me hit that block button, buddy. You know,
Well, maybe it's in 24 hours. Oh, that's true.
I've done a few of them, and it does seem intimidating, but I think when I did my first one 3 years ago, you get down to that 700-mile mark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I had mapped mine all out on Google Maps, so I had on my phone, you know, different places, because I rode Port Angeles, Washington, to Missoula, Montana, over Lolo Pass, down the Panhandle to Boise, kind of looped around Boise, and then went to Kuna, which is just southwest of Boise, borders Meridian, Idaho, where my brother lives. And I was coming down through the Panhandle, and it's like, okay, cool, 3 hours to go, you know, 200-something miles. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And then it's like, you know, you got the sunset coming, and you see that clock really start going backwards. It's like you got a second wind. It's like, fuck, this was awesome. And just,
Nice.
you know, you're going through one of those cool areas that, for me, I hadn't been down through the Panhandle, and just seeing the sun setting over the mountains, and it was epic and awesome. And I think that last bit of it, you get that adrenaline going. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm almost done. Hell, and
The most I've ridden in
yeah.
a day is 600, but I guess with a little bit of rest, then you get that second wave, right?
oh yeah,
And that wasn't in, I don't know, that was 12 hours. It took us, but we also visited.
yeah,
We rode from New Jersey to the Flight 93 Memorial and rode all around there and visited. You know, it's a very solemn place.
mm-hmm.
You know, took our time there. So that included the 12 hours. So, but yeah, 600 miles was my most.
No, I mean,
So-
that's still a good day. I mean, everybody has their limits, or, you know, okay, I just want to go this far, and hey, that's cool. I mean, no, everybody has different, you know, we're not all the same. Everybody doesn't enjoy doing some things, and some people do, and hey, just you enjoy your ride in the
Right.
I guess
Well, I
the best
guess,
way to
you know,
put it.
without visiting a destination
Mm-hmm.
and we stopped to eat, that's true too. We did stop and eat in a restaurant. So I mean, it's possible. I haven't tried it though. I definitely
never
need
know.
a power nap. Because I haven't
Caffeine.
and I haven't driven. I've driven for 15 hours towing the trailer. I did that coming back from Sturgis, and I think it was day 2, and we were trying to outrun a tropical storm hurricane.
Stevie,
So-
the military biker, is here.
Whoa! Is he? Where is he at? There he is. Oh, there he is. There he
yeah.
is. Hi, Stevie. So yeah, so I was actually caravanning with Tollison Life, and we were coming. At the time, him and his family lived in the Atlanta area. So when we got to Atlanta, he's like, "Listen, we're just one more exit. We're going to stop for gas and blah blah blah." He's like, "You need to stop." And him and his brother took turns driving, and it was just me and my rig. And he's like, "You know, we've been on the road for 15 hours." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No, you've been on the road for 15 hours. You need to stop." and
Oh, yeah.
I had gotten caught with Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew came and hit I-95 in South Carolina and flooded I-95. So I was coming down from New York, closed the window, damn cold in Wyoming. So I went 81 to 87, which is going inland on the other side of Atlanta to 85. And you could feel Hurricane Matthew hitting that far over. And I didn't want to get caught in the mountains when the tropical storm or the hurricane, whatever we were running from. But he was like, "No, you need to stop. You can't drive anymore. You shouldn't drive anymore." So,
Yeah. But I mean, and yeah, but I mean, for me, it's like I drive 12, 14 hours a day every day driving truck.
right. I gotcha.
It can be long days, but oh well. I only do it Monday through Friday, and I'm home every night, so I'll take it.
Okay, that's cool. Stevie,
Actually, I've got mine down, so anymore. I've, got a system down that works, so it's usually like 12 hours and I'm done.
okay.
12 and a half-ish, so that's cool.
That's that's usually what I drive is 12, but 15 was pushing it that day. I guess we were
Makes for a
both
long
pushed.
day. I remember when my daughter was going to college in Pullman on the other side of the state. There was a couple times where I did the drive from here over and back in the same day, and that was like 14 to 16 hours. It's like, fuck. Not doing that anymore. I'm just gonna go and I'll get a hotel halfway back or vice versa. It made for a long freaking day.
Yikes!
Like leave at 6, 7 in the morning and you get home at about midnight. Like, damn.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's for sure. Stevie, we were talking about your favorite road,
Yes.
going to the Sun Road, which is my favorite road. But
I might have to hit that this summer. It might happen.
you have to make a reservation so that you know. It costs
It's not
$2.
going to happen then now.
No. Well, they're trying to limit the amount of people on the road.
Yeah.
They have that in 3 different parts that I know of. Glacier, I think Rocky Mountain, you have to make a reservation, and Acadia also, you have to make a reservation. Wait, see what a road? He said stunning. So
Yeah.
it costs $2 for a 3-day pass. But
That's not
there was
bad.
still no, it's not bad at all. This way, it gives you a block. But let's say you wanted. Today is January 29th. So the system's not open yet. I think it opens in March. So it's like a 2-month window. So today you would book for March 29th.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. So you have to have an idea of when you're going to be there.
What about exact timing of the day, or do you just get a pass
No.
for the day?
No, you're good for the entire day.
Huh. Okay.
Now, if you're staying within the park or
No,
you're
no.
going to an attraction in the park and you can prove that you have, like we did a boat ride in the other entrance to many glaciers, many glacier singular is north on the northeast side. And had that been a part of the going to the Sun Road, we wouldn't need the reservation. Our tickets to the boat ride would have
okay.
been enough.
Oh, nice.
So- But that's in a different part of the park. Doesn't count for the going to the Sun Road.
Oh, okay. Good
So-
to know.
Yeah, you know what it is. If you know you're going to go to a park, follow them on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
because
That's a
you
good
get
idea too. Yeah. Follow that stuff.
you get the most up to date. That's the best way to stay up to date. Because if there's an alert, kind of like Yellowstone, when Yellowstone was closed because of the flooding, the phone was just dinging one after like this is closed. The whole park,
yeah.
They closed the whole park. Then the southern part of the park was open. Then they went to the reservation system to limit the amount of visitors as well. So it just makes sense. Every national
Oh,
park.
Stevie, that would be awesome.
Denver, we should meet. Yeah, we're going to meet. Stevie and I are going to, well, we met last year.
We'll talk.
We're going to ride it. But we're definitely going to ride it, hopefully. Hopefully he's off during the week so we can ride. So, and now there's no, so babe, you told me no, what?
Hey, I didn't say anything about a new bike. I haven't even said that. I don't have plans for that yet. Yeah.
Are you getting a new bike?
No, I'm not getting a new bike.
Is she getting
Not for
a
a
new
couple of years.
bike? Is she getting a new bike?
No. She wants a Yukon. We got rid of our Yukon and she's got the new Trailblazer RS. And I had to go up to my dad's the other day, grab the chainsaw, and I'm coming back home and I see her pulling into the car lot. And I'm like, get out of the car lot. Call her on the phone. What are you doing?
Good
That's
job,
a
baby.
Yukon. I'm like, we don't need a Yukon.
Yes. I'm supposed to meet with Wrench Bender Nick and his brother Springer Mike also when I go to Wyoming. So,
Dude, those two guys are so awesome. I fucking love those guys. I know they will be here this summer at my house for 4 days.
oh, sweet.
So that'll be fun to take them around the peninsula, and we're going to have a good time.
I'm excited to meet them.
Got them a cool route planned here and got some great ideas. Tell them, for them heading back through Washington to Idaho, I got some cool places they can hit up and, highways they can go to traveling it, staying off the main interstates, but taking the back highways with some awesome views and scenery. It's going to be so much fun.
So Ranch Bender Nick, that's like a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Do you live close to Chief Joseph Scenic
They're
Byway?
Wrenchbender Nick and Springer Mike are in Gillette, Wyoming.
They're in Gillette. All right. So that is on the other side of the Bighorn Mountains. But that's okay because I would love to ride through the Bighorn Mountains. I have driven through them, but I have not ridden through them. So that's exciting. So we might make that happen, hopefully. And then how are they close to? Oh, we could go to Little Bighorn.
You guys think, what are they, like an hour and a half from Sturgis? I remember because we went through Gillette, we went that way. Of course, they came and stayed with us when we were over there this summer for the Hoka Hay send-off. They came and stayed at the campground with us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Setzer Pendants came up from Texas, and he was with
Yes,
us
that I remember.
4 or 5 days. And then Wrenchbender Nick and Mike came out and hung with us for the weekend, too. And it was so much fun.
Excellent, excellent. I look forward to that.
Brothers for life.
Yes. So Gillette, how far is it from Gillette to the Bighorn Mountains? I want to know. Nick.
Yeah, Nick, how far?
I'm trying to recall and I don't because, there's so much going on when you're driving.
There's so much in that area.
It's
from Devil's Tower and
yes.
You're coming into the Badlands
But the Bighorn Mountains are beautiful. They're just not somewhere. I'm the planner. Springer and Denver are planning our route, and surprisingly, so it's going to be tough for him because he seems like he's always in control, right? Yeah. So he's not going to have control over the route.
Not the route coming or going. He's along for the ride and going to have an epic fun adventure. 3 hours
nice.
to the bitters.
It's not. Listen, when Randy and Dan took me all around Arkansas, you just got to let go and go with it. Go with the flow.
Oh, he's going to have a fun trip. Trust me. They're going to see some awesome, beautiful country.
All right. So Nick is saying that it's 3 hours from Gillette to the Bighorn. Okay. I can go up the northern Bighorn, drop down, I think the Key Towns, and come over the southern Bighorns. It was an epic drive. So I know I want to go back and ride it.
Yeah.
He says he's twitching. He's already having a fit. You're going to put this poor man. Oh my God, that's craziness. Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. Except when I was going over the Bighorn Mountains, I was behind a Class A gas, and he just was struggling. And it was terrible because he should have pulled over. He had about 20 opportunities to pull over and let everyone behind him go past him, and he did not. So that's just poor, very, very poor. You drive,
Yeah, I drive one of those. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you should pull over. I know, like in Washington, if you're dealing more than 5 vehicles, you need to slow down and let them over. There are some spots like on the highway where I drive. Most time, my first trip in the morning, I mean, I'm leaving Port Angeles where I live at 3 a.m. But some in the afternoon, it's like there's one pull off, but I know like 2 miles after that pull off, the highway then goes to 2 lanes. Like if I pull off that one little pull off, you're on a blind corner and it is so hard to get back out. It's like, it's 2 lanes and 2 miles, cars. I don't care. I'll piss you off. I mean, most time, if I'm loaded and you know what, I get over some of the longer hills I got to pull. I hit the shoulder, hit my 4-ways and, because I'm pulling slower up the hills Washington, I'm loaded. I'm 105,500 pounds. So some of these long, steep grades, it's like I'll do 35, 40 up them. And in that 60 mile an hour on the highway, cool. I'll hit the shoulder. I'll let the cars go by me. And the top of the hill where it says no more shoulder driving, well, then I got to get back on the highway. But I usually, I'm courteous because I know what it's like to be on the other end of that too. So
yeah, I don't know whether they were new RVer. It wasn't a diesel. It was a gas, and they had a toad behind it, but nothing on the toad. So I don't know. It was just there were 20 cars behind. There were 20 other vehicles, including myself and a couple of other campers, RVs that were toy haulers and fifth wheels. And I don't know. It was not cool. So, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, so Big James.
No, Chief Joseph. You're
That's
talking
far.
Chief Joseph in South Dakota, right?
No, Chief Joseph is in Wyoming.
Yeah. So no, yeah, Hell's Canyon's a little far away from that. You're talking Washington, Idaho area there.
Yeah. And then Chief Joseph and then
But that is a beautiful ride up through Hell's Canyon.
is it?
Oh yeah, along the Snake
And
River.
where's that?
It is
In
gorgeous.
Idaho?
Oh yeah, by Washington, Idaho.
Washington, Idaho. Big James, we're gonna do that when I go to Idaho next year.
Pendleton's awesome. You head south out of 395 out of Pendleton, and that is a beautiful ride too. There's some good riding over there, some good places. Highway, gotta think when it hits Oregon, it becomes Highway 3, but you go by Enterprise, and it's a long, twisty, it's a beautiful road. I can't remember the exact highway name. It's slipping my mind.
And I can't. Oh,
Oh, yeah, Dewey. Yeah, 84 from there to La Grande. That's a good ride.
Idaho Falls. Where's that? Jack is asking. HC Travel.
Idaho Falls is just on the other side. It's like a half hour from Jackson Hole, half hour, 45 minutes from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's just, you go over Jack to the Tetons and you cross into Idaho, and Idaho Falls is right there.
Oh, is it?
A lot cheaper place to stay than
Jackson Hole, right. No, I'm staying northwest of Jackson Hole when I go to visit Grand Tetons, Jackson Hole, Wind River Canyon. Wind River Canyon. Some beautiful riding through there as well. So I'm excited for that. Like nobody talks about the Wind River Canyon area, and it looks
I've heard of it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, because when we left Rapid City this summer, we rode from there all the way to Idaho Falls. It was like a 13-hour day. And I'll tell you what, central Wyoming, going through the middle, that sucks. There's nothing. Yeah. It's boring. Right. Don't do it. Find a different way. There's a lot of oil derricks, and there's a lot of antelope, and that's about all there was.
Gotcha.
But then you get to the Tetons. That was awesome. But yeah, you pass through Jacksonville, you got over there, and like I say, a lot more reasonable when it came to, finding a hotel place to stay. And that was kind of our route, because we were surprised, and my best friend was like my brother in Kuna, Idaho. He had no idea we were coming. It was like we got checked into a hotel that night, and he texted me, "Hey, where are you guys at?" And it's like we'd all turned off all of our location, all of our social media shit. And like, I literally opened the map and picked some little town in Montana. We're in Harrison, Montana tonight. Oh, fuck, I thought you guys would come this way. Oh, no, dude, I got to be to work. We can't make that. And his whole family knew we were coming. He's the only one that didn't. So then it was the next day from Idaho Falls to his house, only like, I think 3.5, 4 hours to Kuna, and surprised him and hung out for a day there, which was a lot of fun.
So you're saying Idaho Falls is on the other side of Teton Pass. That's 20, right? That's Route 20 or 10?
I don't know. Let me look.
I mean, I drove it because we went from Jackson Hole to Grand Targhee to go skiing. So we had to drive the Teton Pass, but I don't recall if it's 20 or 10. Help me out.
That is a steep pass. I'm trying to
And we did it in the snow. And we did it.
Signal in my shop. Highway 22.
Highway 22. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I have a picture of me standing there, and like the poles that there's no barriers in the wintertime because they push all the snow off the side of the cliff.
Yeah, because remember, we got Fuel and Victor, which is not far at all, which is just on the Idaho side.
Okay.
And then there was you could take 26 right over into Idaho Falls.
Okay.
And so I think maybe from Victor to Idaho Falls is 40 minutes, maybe 45, I think, something there, but 45 to an hour. And yeah, we crashed there. It was a good place.
Nice. All right. Nice little side trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That is cool. I'm looking forward to this year. We're riding.
No, there's the famous bridge is just goes over Hell's Canyon, is just outside of Boise, I want to say, down by Twin Falls, I think is where it's at. Yeah, that's the big fucking bridge. The Perrine Memorial Bridge, which is by Twin Falls, Idaho, which is a little ways from, you're just southeast of Boise, say 45 minutes.
Which is not close to Jackson. That's further north.
From Jackson to Boise, you're west, but you're about 4 hours, 4.5 hours probably.
Yeah, no, not making that. I'll save that for my.
PW Living, what's up, buddy?
My,
yeah, no, that's a good place. I mean, there's some beautiful, cool places to see in southern Idaho. Was it Moon Rocks National Park? The old lava.
Craters of the
Moon. There we go.
Right. Yes.
That's it. Because we took that side highway from Idaho Falls to Meridian, Kuna, and went through there. It was pretty freaking cool.
Nice.
It literally makes you think you're on the moon. It was crazy.
Sweet. It's all these places that I want to visit. Yes.
Yeah.
Just yes. The answer is yes. Do you want yes?
All of them. So, well, shoot, man.
Want to go there? Want to go there? Want to go there?
I know. I want to go everywhere. I need to win the lottery.
I know.
Hardly ever play it like 2-3 times a year. So
I know.
I bitch about it, but I guess if I don't buy tickets, I don't have a chance of getting it in the mail.
And we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Texas is another, because Texas is just so. They do everything big in Texas, right, Jack?
Yeah.
So.
Actually, doing the rat would be fun. Ride around Idaho. Or ride around Idaho. Jesus, Texas. Excuse me.
Oh.
So was that just over 3,000 miles to ride the rat, which is you run the border of Texas all the way. That would be fun.
Yeah, then I have him.
Yeah, that'd be a little hard.
That's,
What kind of dog?
He is a Brittany mixed with poodle. So.
Okay.
He's very, very intelligent, and he's also 16.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yep, I get it.
So I didn't come this far to leave him. He's never been in a, like a border, he's never been inside. My parents are like, oh, you can leave him. Nope, because then I'm going to hurt myself or somebody else trying to get back to Florida if something happened to him.
Yeah.
So,
I used to have we had an American Bulldog, and when we go, like when our kids had baseball, he would go to my dad's house. And one of the times we were gone for like 3 days, and he refused to eat. He just sat there staring out the window at my dad's house like, where are my peeps?
Right. And, a plane can't fly fast enough for me to get back here.
Yeah.
So, he just comes with, and he's happy. He's got his own seat next to me. And
hey, Big James, where are you? You're down by, you're in Oregon, aren't you? I know so you're commenting it's cold as hell. It's fucking cold as shit up here, too. I think it's like 31 degrees outside right now. Thank God I got a wood stove in the shop. So
I think he mentioned where he was from.
Yeah, it's right down, I want to say
Pendleton,
Oregon. Okay.
There we go.
I passed through there a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I ran out of gas a little ways after that place one time. One of my trips down to Idaho, it said this gas station was open. It was just after La Grande, Oregon. According to Google Maps, it was open. So one of my trips down to Kuna, I penciled in, hey, I'm going to stop for fuel here. And I pulled in there, and it was still under construction. It wasn't open. Got back on the highway and ran out of gas.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Luckily, my wife and kids were behind me, in the car, so they ended up actually having to run down to Ontario and get a gas can that was broken from the gas station at Love's. But we ended up making our own funnel and made it work, and I got to the gas station. That's, it sucked at the moment, but I guess it's part of the adventure.
Yeah.
The memories and the stories.
It's true. I was almost at empty, and I pull into whether it was Love's or what's the Pilot, Flying J, whichever one it was. And granted, there's another one across the street, whatever the other competition was. And as I pull in, everybody, all the screens just go blank, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to be down for an hour," announcing over the loudspeaker. And I was like, I rolled in on fumes. I was like, all right, well, thankfully I have my house. I went in the back, made dinner, fed him, walked him, and before you knew it, an hour was over. Everything went back online.
See, that's why I now travel with a fuel reserve bottle on my motorcycle. That
That I
little
do.
cheap bit of insurance. So
That I do. 100%.
strap it
I
on,
do.
and I have it with me if you need it. Great, or maybe somebody else you run into along the road needs
Yes.
that maybe a half a gallon that can get them that much farther. So it is what it is, but I carry it with me.
Yep, I did that.
Fuel gauge or not, you never know.
I started doing that because Randy and Dan, they have the bigger tanks on their bikes, and they're going to stop when I stop. But you're in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're at a higher altitude, and you never know what's going to happen with the engine, whether it's going to suck more. It's just easier to carry a little bottle and have
Yeah.
extra fuel.
Yep. Very
31,
true.
31 degrees, nice. Oh, minus 11. But
Yeah,
hey,
you can keep that minus 11 shit, Mike, and you can keep that snow. It was beautiful blue skies here today, but I don't think it got above 35 degrees.
oh boy,
I
Frogzilla
wanted to
said-
ride because it was so nice. I'm like, God, it'd be great. You go outside, it's like, fuck no, it's cold as shit.
35, and the wind chill factor motorcycle chart says at 35 miles per hour, you're going to
It
be.
says it's cold as shit. Don't go. Unless you have heated gear. I don't do the heated gear yet. I don't want to age myself or whatnot. I don't know. It's just a personal thing. Someday, I'm sure it's great. Maybe someday I'll pull the trigger on that, and I'll wish I would have done it a long time ago. But for me right now, no, not yet. Not ready for it.
Nick says riding on fumes, pick him. Yep, there you go, Fat Glide. Yeah, definitely it in case of emergency.
Oh,
You
yeah.
never know.
My son has one. I have one, and it's a great idea. When I met up with Jason Setzer Pendants for the first time, he carries two of them on his road glide. On his little bag that goes on top of his tour pack, he had two of them hanging off each. So
Both sides,
it
yeah.
is. You never know. You get caught in the middle of nowhere, and you just need that much more to get you to that gas station, or like we're saying earlier.
He has the
they're a
131,
fellow
right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got a very heavy right hand. He's fun as hell. I love that guy.
That bike just sucks gas.
Actually, supposedly he's still not too bad, but
Really? Okay.
I think he finally worked all the bugs out of it, so should be happy for a while now.
Oh, that's good. That's good. He's had a couple issues, right?
Yeah, he had some problems. Dislodged the catalytic converter in the pipes, push rod problems because the keepers were plastic, and yeah, so he's had some work done to it because it's left him stranded a few times.
Yikes.
But hopefully
2023 is his year.
it's all good. Yeah, he's got some cool things coming up. He's putting together a big ride called Mural Madness for anybody to sign up for, and he's got some very nice purses. When it comes to the purse for payouts for first, second, third, you can take pictures of your bike in different murals. There's some little rules, but what was he saying? First, second, third, you're looking at $8,000 payout.
Wow.
He's got some big sponsors that came in to help with it, and he's been putting it together. So I was doing some testing stuff for his webpage on it today, so it'll be pretty cool when he launches it. You just go ride and find murals and get points for taking pictures of your bike. So that should be cool.
That's awesome. And we
Yeah.
got Harley Fat Boy Jr. in the house.
Oh, he finally shows up, Junior. Saw, dude.
There we go. Aw, aloha fam.
So, well, shoot, thanks for coming on, my dad's coming hanging out and sharing some of your story and your adventure. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for the invitation. Thanks for the side chat.
Oh yeah. So I mean, go ahead and let everybody know where they can follow you and find all your adventures. So go ahead and plug your channels.
Well, I'm Wind Road Therapy on YouTube and Instagram. And I am Wind Road because Wind Road Therapy was not available on Facebook.
Don't you hate that?
I do. So, just to be consistent. But yeah, and you find me and support bikers, content creators. So we do a workshop just about every 2 weeks on Tuesday nights, trying to help each other out, right? Because nobody was born moto vlogging or creating moto content. So we learn from each other.
Very true.
Yeah. So we share ideas and we go over different topics. And so, yeah, this week will be analytics. Everybody's nemesis.
Yeah, I just don't bother. Well, I shouldn't say that. I pay attention to some of that stuff. Some places too much. It's like, I just got to let it go.
Right. For the health, your mental health, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
I get that. But it would be nice to learn more about it.
Yeah, understand it. And
don't know. I don't know everything. Mind you, I don't know everything, but we have friends that know a lot.
Yes, exactly.
So,
that's who I go to. I have my
my
support channels and my tech support on speed dial.
I throw my hands up and both Toby and I, we say it all the time. We don't know everything. I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Toby doesn't have, but we learn from each other and we could share ideas. Dewey has been a huge help for us in the group. He's very, very knowledgeable with the drone and the footage and the editing. So he's always in there and throwing out good ideas. So appreciate Dewey. So
it's, the great support that we have from the community we're all part of. I mean, the motorcycle community as a whole, even outside of,
yes,
people on YouTube, and you expand broader, it is a great family and a great support network. And I guess you could call it. And it's a great community to be part of, full of support.
Bryce says, chickens, not computers.
That's right. And that's why I call Bry.
That is true. He helps out the community as well. I mean, just so many contributors. So it's not just one person, Dewey and Adventure Tomac, and their drone footage is out of this world. We've had Amanda, who's up by you, right, as the magpie flies.
Oh, yeah, Amanda Zito. Yep.
So she's been on, and she's very regimented. And she was like, yeah, if you want it, I loved it because we can all use a little bit of, of planning it out. And she's not wrong. If you speak with Ryan Full Throttle Hard and Daryl Tollison, they're both very successful channels, and success means planning. And that's all we like to,
winging it a lot of time.
Right. Planning in a lot of time. Winging it.
Yep.
It's not really, working out for me. So I use my friends and I bring them in and we talk about stuff.
Right. Well, I think it also depends on what you're trying to get out of it, what you're doing with it. I mean,
right.
It's like, I haven't really uploaded many video. I want to do some stuff, some video work around your showcase where I live, but most all my channel is built from these lives. And for me, it's like, I enjoy doing this. I have so much fun doing these. So my channel grows slowly. I think a little over 650 in just over a year now. And hey, I think it's awesome. I'm happy with that. And
right.
It slowly grows and people tune in and enjoy it. And I think it's awesome. And I'm having fun. So that's the reward for me.
I mean, for me, and he's gonna, like, I'm fangirling on Dewey, but Dewey will take you somewhere and he will tell you everything there is to know about where he's at. Dewey,
his videos and law-abiding biker Ryan Erlacher is absolutely amazing with his. And
absolutely.
Some of these guys, and you look at the time that the time they're putting into it in the editing and all that, because it takes a lot of time to put that stuff together. I mean, I've played with a couple of them, and it's crazy the amount of time that it takes and the dedication that you got to put forth to do it.
And in my opinion, Dewey deserves a lot more attention, and he deserves a lot more subscribers. So I'm with you, Dewey.
There you go.
I can't say enough. Follow Dewey. Go subscribe to Dewey's Ride.
There you go. So, well, thank you for coming and hanging out, guys. Thank you, everybody. The side chat is all you guys tune in and posting questions and following along, and it's a lot of fun. I appreciate all you guys following along and tuning in and watching these things, and we all grow from there.
Yes.
So you guys can tune in next Sunday. We got Milepost 92 with Frank Orlando, also known as Watch Out For Us. He's another Northwest guy that I tell you what, if I can ride as much as that guy does when I get to his age, I'll be totally happy. I mean, he was out, did 1,300 mile or 1,030 yesterday, doing a goat ride for Mile Monsters. I mean, he did some riding a couple weeks ago. I took a picture of a teacup for the Enthusiast magazine, which is one of the little stops, and his lowers, soft lowers on his Harley, were frozen because it was the high 20s. I mean, his
Yikes.
dedication is awesome, and Frank is an awesome guy. He's a very cool part of the community. He does a lot of stuff with his local hog chapter, so it's going to be a lot of fun getting Frank on here and hearing some of his stories and his adventures. And he's got plenty. I think he logged 43,000 miles last year on his Road King.
Wow.
So it'll be a lot of fun. Frank's an awesome, cool guy. So you guys can tune in next week. So Des, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Denver. I
and
appreciate
sharing
it.
your stories. It was a lot of fun. And do it again as we keep going.
Yes. I love it.
Perfect. Guys, hey, ride safe, have fun, enjoy the open road. We will catch you next Sunday for Milepost 92. Later, guys.